Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NEWSBEAT Nightly. So, what an interesting day. And pretty much, wow. Okay, gotta look at these cues. All right, first of all, what a bullish reversal pullback. By the way, like the trend line, a lot of you guys were like, wow, that was pretty decent levels there in the triple Qs, relatively speaking. I want to talk about a mistake I did today. I mean, I did so many things well, but I think I highlight random things. I don't. I'm not one of those people who just highlights what I do well. I'm not one of those people who like every other broadcaster on the planet. I think it's very important to despite having a very good day in the market, just point out something obvious. I think, and I was so almost dare I use the word desperate to buy in the market today, and I did, and pretty much I was going long all day, and I pretty much just missed making $10,000, and I don't brag about my P&L ever, but I'm bragging on the fact that I'm taking like 500 and 1,000 and 2,000 share positions. I'm buying a couple thousand shares, risking 4 cents, making $800 to $1,000, things like that. And I'm going to show you how we were doing that. It was the risk behind the trades, which was the impressive part. Making $8,000 is not as impressive as really like falling short of whatever. I actually made a little more than 8,000 because I covered that NetEase short call, so I made a little more than that. But I want to show you guys something. So first of all, the triple Qs. So pretty much today, I said 153.51 is the level in which the Qs can bottom out on. This is what I did right. It was right. It was the right call, but it was also a bad call. And let me explain why. So here's a 5 minute, don't worry about this obnoxious after hour bar. Just want to show you quickly the 5 minute of the triple Qs. Don't get intimidated by any of my lines or all the fancy colors. Just look at the candlesticks. So pretty much right here, we bottomed out at 153.49. And then we bounced right after to 153.71. It looked like it was working at that point. And then we just flushed down a little more and then bottomed out for the entire day and went up. And then that's when I was basically, okay, guys, we bottomed for the day. I should have thought to buy a little underneath 153.51 simply because of the volume of the market. The market was down, though, so much that I decided to jump in. And everybody of you guys who are jumping in positions there to the long side in a market like this were making money. Now, a lot of you, I get a lot of the traders who, not a lot, I mean, my room understands it, but inevitably I'm going to get these emails and talks like, not one person in the room asked me this question, by the way. I'm going to get, well, why didn't you short the market? Look at the down move. Wasn't that the bigger move? And I have to simply say, I don't short the market because I'm not completely out of my skull. I'm not sitting there schizophrenically, chained up, in a full security hospital, taking lithium. That is not me. All right? You don't have to be the first person to catch the first short move in the market. You do not need to be that person. We were going long all day making money in a market like this, and the biggest down move in quite a while. We're making money because what we were doing was we were being smart. We were being intelligent with risk reward wise. So I'll give you just a random trade. Now let's talk about the good part. So basically what I'm saying, the lesson to be learned was because of the elevated volume, I should have been able to predict that I could have probably bought in at a lower level. I probably would have ended up making more money than I did, but I didn't. So this is what happened. And by the way, the down move in the market here, I think this is extremely important. I think this is extremely important. Let's see if it lets me scroll up that much. Yeah, I have to give you guys the time. I'm going to literally copy the timestamp from the room. All right. Because this was really Ken who asked the question. Um, all right, so at 9:33 a.m. At 9:33 a.m., Ken asked, do you trust this down move in the QQQ mark? Is the volume sufficient? That was Ken's question at 9:33 a.m. Here's a 5 minute of the Qs. Here's where the day started, right here. And my first answer was yes. And it wasn't really that the volume was sufficient, but I still said yes, this is a legitimate down move, despite what you've seen before. And I want to tell you guys how I came up with that conclusion, of course, in hindsight, now being the absolutely correct conclusion by far. What I did was, I was telling you guys on YouTube, I was telling you guys in the room all the time, when two things that are going to bring the market down, North Korea shooting a missile, or the tax plan getting halted. Those are the two most likely things. Sure, you could make up 15,000 other events. Mark, what if a meteorite came from Alpha Centauri, a star far away, and shot at Earth and, hit Venezuela, and all of a sudden the whole Earth ended? Wouldn't that hurt the market? I mean, okay. Well, let's not fabricate phenomenal tales. We're talking about literal, logical, likely scenarios. So I told you guys yesterday, what happened was North Korean dictator shoots a missile, gets 2,800 miles in space, comes back down, lands in the Sea of Japan. What does that mean in English? It means New York is in range of these missiles, or basically the farthest east pretty much that you could get. The entire U.S. mainland is within North Korean crosshairs. If they wanted, they can attempt and potentially hit anywhere in the United States, and for that matter, anywhere on the planet. So, congratulations to North Korea on such phenomenal development while your people starve, that you're able to shoot a missile into space and land back down. Great job. While you're up there, tell me if you find any food. While your missile's in space, let me know if there's any food up there, because your people are starving. So, what happened is this. This is what happened after Kim Jong-un fired a missile. This is from yesterday now. Look, he launched the missile, we dipped, and we popped back up. The majority of you people thought like this was it. Like, simple, market sells off, we're never able to hold it down, and we just rally right back to highs. I knew that wasn't going to be the case when we had that down move this morning, hence why I legitimized that down move. So what we did in the room, we were like, okay, just take it easy, guys, chill out, let this market come down. We exited all our positions. We're just like, okay, let it go down for the most part. I mean, the irony is the positions we liked were actually working to the long side, even in the morning. And if you actually looked at the game plan from yesterday with Citigroup and Goldman Sachs, a lot of you were actually very happy with that, and this is actually the new game plan, believe it or not. I'm still only watching Citigroup and Goldman Sachs, ironically. It doesn't happen too often like that, but it's happening now. So, hold on. So, we knew this down move was legitimate, and basically since 9:33 a.m. I'm telling everybody, telling you, calm down, just take it easy. Take it easy, don't chase anything. Hands off the keyboard, set levels, watch for things. Everything is a hyper scalp today. Take it very, very slow. Take it easy. The market's going to come in, wait for your levels. And that was obviously probably one of the most important things I did today, from preventing people from blowing up. And then we were nailing in bottoms of certain levels. Nailing in bottoms, that really doesn't sound right when I say it like that, but we were basically nailing day lows in a lot of these names. So let's talk about some of the day lows we nailed. So Citigroup was going up. Went from 70, this is an hourly chart of Citi. And here's the beginning of today. Went from 74.05 all the way up to 75, 77, pulled back. And it pulled back to a low here of 74.23. We were buying, we called 74.27 as a level to bounce off of while it was coming down towards here. So this is what it looked like on the 5-minute. So in real time, the stock went down, letter C, this is a 5-minute chart, went all the way down to 74.23. It started heading back up and went down to 74.23, then 74.24, 74.25. I bought in at 74.26, and I put my stop at 74.22 for 2,000 shares. $80 of risk. If this trade goes against me, I'm losing 80 bucks. The trade then, on a 5-minute chart, literally in the next half hour shoots up to 75.23, putting in consecutive green bars. I probably could have made a couple grand off it. I didn't. I ended up making like $800-900 on an $80 risk. That's impressive. That's impressive. And that was just one trade. I traded so many things today. NVIDIA was one of the good ones. So on NVIDIA today, I basically said, after it flushes 200, go long. And what happened right here was we flushed through 200. We hit 196.03. I bought some calls real quick, and it bounced back to 199.80. It literally bounced 3.5 points in minutes. And, I was able to just chop out some calls. Then I was playing it in and out before it dropped. I bought again. I was scalping all day. I was scalping all day to the long side. So that was another example of a name that worked. We were, there were just so many names we were trading, and it was a beautiful thing. We called the bottom of Micron today. Some of you guys were probably sitting there like, wow, like somebody in the room liked it. And it was basically off of this trend line. And I basically said 43.32 could be the bottom of Micron today. And this is what happened. And by the way, I'm saying 43.32, by the way, like in the morning when the stock's like $46, $45. That's when I'm calling out these levels. So what happens? Here's a 5-minute of Micron, MU. It flushes, comes right down, doesn't hit my level yet. Then all of a sudden, right over here, hits my level at 3:20 p.m. Breaks my level by a nickel. And 15 minutes later goes from 43.27 to 43.90, and then followed by 44. Little trades like that. Again, I took 3,000 shares. Just real quick. I set a 4-cent stop. I was risking $120. Literally. $120. 4 cents. The stock pops. I make like 45, 50 cent average. I'm making like $1,300 to $1,500. I forgot. I don't even have my screen up, but that's what I made on an idea like that. And the $1,300 to $1,500 is not impressive. What is impressive is the fact that we were risking 4 cents to make that. And that's what I was doing all day. And I was getting stopped out too, all day. I would just throw in a period, stopped out. I have losses of like $17, $30, $50, $80, $70, and I have gains of like $1,200, $800, $600, $900. That's the impressive part. Because when the tough gets going, we're going to be able to nail bottoms in the market, and I'm extremely confident. And if you want to know the power of the trend line class, I basically, even though I was calling it out at 46, 47, I could have told you yesterday where that bottom of Micron could have potentially been if we fell to that level. Yesterday, I could have been like 43.32 could be the bottom of Micron today if the market plummets. I could have easily told you that. I could also do it in real time. And people are looking, they're like, how the hell can you call that? What on your screen did it? And if I told you I just took November 14th and November 15th, 2 days touching each other, and drew a line attached to the top of them, that's how I was able to call the bottom of Micron today, because of the November 14th and 15th high. So, Literally, by drawing that line and setting an alert there, I could have told you on November 16th, if needed, that in the future, if 9 days from now, on November 16th, if Micron hits 43.32, you will have a very high probability long. And most people think it's like magic, but this is how you beat the algorithms to the punch. This is how you get in ahead of them and be in front of them. Now we're all blessed that this market is coming in. Why? Because we're going to be able to make a lot of money to the long side. Names got cheaper. This is a blessing for any bull trader out there. And if the market wants to continue this trend and turn bearish, please sign me up. Please. I can't wait. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time. Obama, biggest, bull run, like 8 years of a bull rally, and then it's like Trump walks in and all of a sudden the rally continues for another year. It's like, come on, nine bull years. I'll take a bear market. Just, show me where the dotted line is. But the truth is, in markets like these, when you're good enough at predicting these levels, which is, again, I'm gonna show you this in my trend line class, and I'm not trying to pitch it. We're already going to be oversubscribed. I'm telling you that right now. Because basically what T3 wants to do is they want to charge $195 now that I got them to agree. They originally wanted to do $750, so I got them down to $195, which is awesome because the way I see it is I'm going to make more money making less money off you, not trying to like tag you for an educational class, which you probably have already taken 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and read 20 books already, but show you just one little unique thing that I do that accurately predicts tops and bottoms of the market with a form of consistency. Nothing's 100%, but it does it pretty damn consistently. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be like, oh my God, my trading's turned around. I'm doing better. You're going to come in the room. You're going to share ideas. You're going to share it with the entire community, and we'll make more money off your ideas than any day of the week than tagging you for an educational course. And drawing trend lines, look, I have over, you ready for this number? 40,000 hours of drawing trend line. 40,000 hours. Okay? More. It's probably closer to 50, but I know it's over 40. Of drawing trend lines. That's not sleeping, eating, using the bathroom. I mean, in front of a chart like that. I've spent almost half my life doing this. When I'm awake. So what I said was, I'm trying to catch everybody up to where, on some form of a level where they can make money. So what they're going to do is they're going to charge $195. If you're in the room already, I got good news. You're going to pay this $195 and you get to take as many of the courses as you want. And there's going to be new questions and new stuff on every course, so you'll enjoy it. Originally, you were supposed to pay for every single course $195. Then, we would have recurring revenue from you and you would get a phenomenal bang for your buck. But instead now you pay $195 once. If you're part of the room, you get to just continue taking it for free. That was way better than what I was expecting to get for you guys. And I'm also going to set up something where if you feel like giving more, we'll include traders who are losing money. We'll take traders who need help making money, who are losing money. T3 has a list of prop traders, and I forgot the numbers, but like every prop firm, 90% of them are losing at least. So they'll select from a pool of those traders and potentially help them. So you'll be doing a good deed, and that's how we're going to do this. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to teach you how to call the day low in Micron. And I'm going to use this as one of my examples. So with that being said, guess what I'm watching? Citigroup and Goldman Sachs. Called it bullish yesterday. Looks like a huge bullish doji. I think it could pop tomorrow. Wouldn't surprise me for Goldman Sachs to get to like 247, 248 tomorrow. I might be wrong. The banks might be weak randomly, and I'll just say, all right, I'm not trading this garbage. But these banks can, this type of setup can potentially explode. This is an explosive setup right here. I do like that Citigroup the most, though. Between Citi and Goldman, I like Citi more. So I mentioned them again. Here's my email if you have any questions. Oh, you guys want Forex trades? Sure. How about right over here? Just blow that up so you guys can see it. You want to follow a tremendously, for me at least, tremendously large trading account that does Forex pretty damn consistently. These are my orders. You have the type of order, buy or sell, the size, those are standard lots. Each standard lot, one standard lot is 100,000. You have the symbol, which is, you don't need 100,000 by the way. I mean, you get phenomenal margin when you trade Forex. You could do my trades with like, I believe you could do it with like a $25,000 account or even a $10,000 account depending on your risk parameters. You also, you have the symbols here. You have the price in which I'm putting in my entry. You have SL, which is my stop loss. And of course, TP is not toilet paper, but it's actually my take profit level. So I'm excited for tomorrow. We took an express strangle. They're reporting tomorrow. We'll see how this one wants to act. We bought $9 puts and $10 calls. Very light, you know, but really good trading day, great trading day. And again, a lot of traders on a day, if you showed them, like how many of you traders out there, if I told you all I was doing was buying all day? Well, it depends, Mark. What were you buying? Everything. All the weak names. NVIDIA, Facebook. I think even scalped Apple when Biker was watching it. When Biker scalped, I scalped it for a little. You name it. Micron, you know, even the strong names. Citi, I traded, like letter C, Citigroup. So don't get confused that when you see the market on a huge down day to think that you can't go long. In fact, I would argue, and I would always argue, that on tremendously down days like this, the biggest opportunities are long. And a bear market, a day like today, the biggest opportunities are short. But because the market is always trading right off the all-time highs, I mean, all-time highs on the Qs, 156.69. We were at 156.45. We were 24 cents off the all-time highs of the Qs. We're obviously in a bull market. When you're in a bull market, there's no need to be that person who shorted and made money. Because believe me, for every single person out there who was like, I was short all across the board, I made money on 10 different names short, that's the trader who's down like 75% of his account this year because he kept trying to call the top and finally did it. You were not supposed to short today. You were not supposed to do it because there was no really huge signal that you should have shorted that wasn't appearing in the past 9 months, which would have decimated you had you been short. So it's not about catching the first short. In a bear market, I make so much more money than a bull market. I do. I really do. Different types of ideas, but I do. The next bear market I experience will probably be the best year of my career. I'm guessing. I couldn't imagine it otherwise. But don't think for 1 second that today wasn't one of the best opportunities to go long intraday, because it was. Now, if you guys have any questions, now would be the time to ask. Just gonna go all the way to the bottom. And again, we called the bear market at 9:33 a.m. Ken, thank you again for asking a timely question, and I'm very happy that I was able to answer it correctly, albeit extremely bravely. And the only reason why I was brave was because North Korea launched a missile yesterday. And as I was telling you guys forever, that's when you don't play, that's when you expect the market to plummet. So, with that being said, hi Fareed. You had a great morning and then had the worst day yet. I'm so sorry for that, Bubbles. Not that I had anything to do with it. I just got too wild today for some reason after I had a good morning lesson learned. I hear you. Don't beat yourself up on a day like today, Bubbles. It was a good learning experience. Believe me, it'll be worth it. You'll make more money in the long run. Why didn't this down move come yesterday? Why today? North Korea news was yesterday because it was supposed to psych you out. It was supposed to make you think like nobody cared about this North Korea news. But when I was talking to you guys yesterday during the day, and I was talking to you guys yesterday during the NEWSBEAT Nightly, like I am now, I was telling you this is obviously a major deal, and I only talk, you know, politics or geopolitical or geopolitics, when it's important. And North Korea launching a missile 2,800 miles into space is extremely important. It basically confirms that they could land a missile anywhere on the planet, and that's why the down move was legitimized today. Not a coincidence. So, all right. Yeah. So, yeah, I just answered that question, Ken. Because it's here. I mean, the market's not going to be. It's not going to go down. Obviously, it's going to try to psych you out, and that's exactly what it did. But thankfully, we were smart enough at 9:33 a.m. to know what was happening this morning. Oh, you played Tesla. Yeah, I didn't like Tesla today. I wish you talked to me about it. Tesla actually to me looked. I mean, not to be Captain Hindsight here, but if you asked me on Tesla, I would have told you it was a bearish rising wedge and avoid that. Just try to do a better job. You always do a great job communicating, Bubbles. I'm just saying, like, this was not the one to bottom fish. And if you were trying to bottom fish, I would have given you the day lows at 301. I would have told you it could bounce off 301.29, and it bounced off 301.23, which ugh, would have been almost a perfect down. But don't worry, move on. Oh, nobody wants a war with North Korea. It's just it's just almost impossible to imagine that it wouldn't happen. So when I say I'm putting a 100% chance that we will do some form of strike through the US or through South Korea or through Japan, it's not because, just remember, it's not because I want it, it's because I speak to a lot of people who are think tanks in Washington. Okay? All right? Let's just leave it like that. They asked for my opinion. For me, it's never about what you want, it's about what you think will happen. Now, I pray I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong. I don't see any way of avoiding it. The video wanted to take short on the retest of the idiot. Maybe Ken. Appreciate that, biker. Absolutely was rotation. We saw the banking sector and retail. Remember, we're talking about Macy calls yesterday before the close, and we're talking about the banks yesterday, right? Those were actually the two hottest sectors. I mean, did you guys see Macy's today? Like, look at that. Did you guys see, like, even crap names like Under Armour? Did you see, even crappier than Under Armour, like J.C. Penney even had like a move today? Sears even went up before coming down. I mean, a lot of these moved. Priyanka, when is my trendline class? The trendline class is probably going to be in January. We're already going to set up an enrollment page early. The reason for that is we have to set it up because right now, from people who wrote in, the interest is over 500% of what we expected for this class. And again, I'm humbled and honored. But like I told you guys before, I'm not going to be able to host 500 people. It's not fair to everyone, including you. So we're going to have to set it up where everybody can get the equal amount of benefits. So it's actually going to be in January at this point, Priyanka. Sorry, I wish it was earlier. But you can sign up now. Well, not now, but very soon. Probably next week, the sign-ups will start. Did you call those trades you mentioned on? Yeah, I did, Biker. Yeah, I was. Absolutely, Biker. And look, here's someone like Biker, like saying, listen to this. Biker says, I never stop learning if I think there's something there. And that is exactly the type of attitude you need to adapt as a trader if you want to become successful. And by successful, I mean if you want to keep becoming more successful and more successful. If you want to keep building on your success, you have to always approach it that you can always learn. And that's why when I tell you guys I'm always trying to improve as a broadcaster, I'm always trying to improve as a trader, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And if there's something there, like Biker said, I'm, eyes wide open, ears wide open. So, couldn't agree more. Oh, yeah, a lot of people blew up today. Bubbles. So, peso by peso. Bubbles, the easiest trick to do is stop trading after 10:30. Like I coach people. I'm not sure if I really have the time to start offering coaching, but I'll see. Thoughts on Overstock. So I said Overstock could bottom today. And my bottom call on Overstock was pretty much like right over here around 51.26. Well, let's call 51 and a quarter. You hit $50.60 and then you bounced up. So yeah, I think Overstock bottomed. Square looked bearish to me. I was thinking of buying puts the other day. This was actually one of the bear calls I wanted. Then I saw it gapped up this morning and I was happy. My bottom call on Square today, if you asked me, which you didn't, would have been 37.92. The stock would have hit a low of 37.18 and then bounce all the way up and much higher. Baidu. Looks bearish. But looks like it could go up, and if it does, it looks like a short to me. Intel. Wow. Is that a bear? That's a bearish engulfing resolution bar. What a supremely bullish chart, obviously, before whatever happened today happened. And it's not the one I want to short or long. I ignore it. IBM. Remember what I said yesterday, that, we might try to top out around 153.18 today. Now, look what happened. That was my call from yesterday when we hit this trend line. So what happened? We actually ended up hitting the trend line at 2:30 when it was 153.37 translated, in a 5-minute. So as soon as my trend line hit, we actually dropped, not that much, like 35 cents in an IBM, and then rallied even higher. So I'm not saying I would have shorted it up there, but that's where it looked like, the potential was. At this point, it just looks weird to me. I'm ignoring IBM. It is exuding relative strength compared with the market, but keep in mind how beaten up this name is compared to the rest of the market on an overall basis. This stock definitely isn't near all-time highs. My thoughts on Amazon long. Looks okay. As just make sure tomorrow that you are above 116623. That's $1,166.23 on Amazon, Ravi. UPS, Priyanka, you want resistance? Sure. Tomorrow, that resistance, like 199.96. You want to just call it 120? Any bias on Express you cannot get, so you bought the stock. I have no bias on it. Um, my first guess in Express is that if I had to just take a it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. It's maybe down. The truth is, I played both directions, so I just want to see a big move. I can't really say on a one-sided thing here because it's not exact. I don't know. Sorry. Fareed, my opinion on Rite Aid was they were very bullish the other day. They gapped up here today. They're breaking out beautifully. This looks extremely bullish, and it looks like a long on pullbacks. And even though this is a failing company, I think you could take very good risk reward with $2.50 option calls in this, like with a lot of time value, maybe like March, April, May, June, whatever you find. Let it maybe digest down a little, and then it looks like a long to me, Fareed. That's exactly right, Julian. So for me today, it was about, and Julian is basically saying it's so much more important to focus on being right than focus on making money. And I keep telling people you have these traders who I've met, and they're like, well, I only make money like 35% of the time, but when I'm right, I make four times more than when I lose. And then you have other people who are like, wow, that sounds like a really sound strategy and whatnot, but it isn't because, again, psychological toxicity. It's the toxicity of being wrong, which forces you into your brain into go into a certain panic mode, and then all of a sudden you start making worse trades and worse trades and worse trades. There is no good strategy being right 35% of the time unless you're like that one person who can pull it off. And you're probably suffering from depression, you're probably an alcoholic, and you're probably on serious narcotics if you're pulling that off, and it's not healthy for you. Much more important to be right. And me too. When I came in this morning and I saw the market plummeting, you know what my first thought was? I'm not going to make a single trade today. That was the first thing that was in my mind. I'm not doing a single trade today. When I bought Citigroup and I bought a couple thousand shares and I had a 4-cent risk, I didn't know that it was going to shoot up like that. It was going to shoot up a buck like right away with consecutive green 5-minute bars. So you're right, Julie. You're absolutely right. I never really know how much money I'm going to make. I have no idea. In fact, I thought today was going to be the day where I didn't do one trade. In all honesty, because I was telling everyone just chill out, chill out, chill out, and then the Qs went down 50 cents, then $1, then $1.50, then $2, then $2.50, then $3, then $3.50. I'm like, okay, hold on. There are levels at which we could bounce. But very eloquently put. And I mean, obviously, I agree with that as you're quoting me. I hear you, Bubbles. The truth is, if I spend 15 minutes with you coaching you, Bubbles, I'm 95% positive I will just turn you profitable with a 15-minute conversation one-on-one. I have that effect on people, but like just from what you're describing, and you are so easy, Bubbles. And you said you served us in the military, Bubbles? You made my job even easier because you are extremely, believe it or not, easy to discipline and easy to work with. It would be a piece of cake for me. Grow, I think we could bounce here. As long as you're above today's low tomorrow, you're looking okay for maybe a bounce. And Shin Yuan, I don't know. Well, these little crypto names went nuts today. I traded a lot of them profitably, but I don't know. And a lot of these names, like I buy, like I bought 500 shares. It popped 15 cents. I sold. It's like I literally, some of my timestamps are like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. But the better trades, are easier in less minutes. It looks okay. That was an awesome Verizon theory you have there. Barbara, Facebook. Um, we traded this one today profitably. You plummeted down. I think you could bounce tomorrow on Facebook. I think, like right now, as we speak, the Qs are down. We took a few overnights, like, for example, I took Micron. Right now, that's down 8 cents after hours. I took Chipotle. That's down 9 cents after hours. Um, what else did I take? Let's see. I took Nvidia. That is up 57 cents after hours. And of course, I also took. I have no idea where Express is going to go because they're reporting they're reporting earnings tomorrow morning, so it doesn't really matter where they are. So I think it's good for a 1 day bounce, Barbara. Priyanka, as I said, there's two lists. Members of the room get first priority, followed by the people who listen to me on YouTube, followed by the entire, and then everybody else comes third. So they're two priorities. I mean, priority for the room because people in the room are trading and they need to make money. I'm sure everybody can respect that. In YouTube, I'm giving you guys an absolutely free service all this time to try to help you make money, and I'll even go further for you and give you reservations above everyone else. So, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, is I'm only going to give you guys the sign in information, no one else. And then, like 2 weeks later or whatever, then T3 is going to market it. So, you guys will have ample opportunity, I promise. And if anybody who is a member of the room is like, Mark, I signed in and I wasn't put on the priority list, you just say, Mark, what the hell's going on? And I'll make sure that it's fixed, immediately. Yes, 10:30 sit on hands. Yeah, Mike Lee, as far as I know, doesn't actually trade anymore. I used to sit next to him. Wow. That's awesome, Pablo. That's awesome. Eating healthy, exercising, meditating. Love it. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that. People are going to be like, what is this Melnick dude? He's giving stocks and then he's talking about, fruits and vegetables and dieting and, exercising. The exercises I give will take you literally less than 3 minutes a day. We're talking bang for your. We're talking you're the laziest dude on the planet. When it comes to exercise, hi, I can relate to that. My name is Mark. I'll show you what's up. I'll show you what I'm able to do. We're going to go into such cool things. So you're looking for a long entry in Maser Robotics. I don't know. Could be a good long here. Any long you play is versus today's low, and that's really almost every single name you'll find today. Lauren. For tomorrow, though, I would like to hold above 57.55. That would be a key level to hold above tomorrow. Ravi, Celgene. Celgene long tomorrow, $100.59. SFM and KR, yeah, I'm still bullish on Sprouts. It is breaking out. I still think it's a takeover target. I'm not sure who will take them over. I think if they fit best with Walmart. A pullback tomorrow for a potential long entry, 22.23, Lauren. And of course, I think Kroger's reporting. It doesn't really matter what I say about this. They're reporting this week. They're just going to do their own thing. But yeah, it is breaking out indeed. OLED, long bias, looks bearish to me. Looks like you have a short level at 182.52 tomorrow. Don't like that bias. Once trying to hold on here in the middle of a triangle wedge. I'm neutral, not bullish or bearish in this one. iRobot, funky looking chart. I'm bearish. I'm bearish in this one. And I turned bullish in the low 40s. Sorry. Starbucks. This is my favorite one of the long bias names you mentioned. Tomorrow, a long at $57.20 would make sense to me. Pablo, Netflix. Another one we traded today. You're really on the bottom edge of support here. As long as you can hold above 188.28 tomorrow, you're looking good for a move higher. For at least a one-day move higher. Yeah. Oh yeah, same here, biker. It's like the revolving door. There's one line going in and another line going out. That's what it is. Mike Lee, I speak to Steve here and there. They went into selling forex accounts to traders. Black Diamond, I believe. I think is the name, if I remember correctly. It's something like that. They went into selling other people forex accounts. I'm not sure if they do or do not trade them. Barbara, how about GameStop? I don't know. Looks bullish. I'm biased against the fundamentals of the company model. 1999 is resistance tomorrow. All right, and Lauren XNet, you drew a line from 1019 to 11.7. All right. 1019 to 11.7. Interesting. See it 481. It works. It's a legitimate line and it could work and you could get a bounce tomorrow. The line I like more is $8.01 tomorrow, Lauren. I know that's far away. Your line could work, but if your line's going to work, use 1278 to hold above. All right. All right. Shengruo. He asked me what I think about Apple. Well, we basically were able to call the Apple low today. Right off this trend line, right near the Apple low. So I think we get at least a one-day bounce in Apple. Again, I'm not really crazy about bottom fishing all these names on these big red bars. Not yet. I think we need to digest a little and find out what's happening with the tax plan. That's going to have a big impact on the market. 166.97 continues to be support. In terms of the company, I think it's a solid company. I think you have to be very careful, though, buying it here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the NewsBeat Nightly broadcast. We're going to be getting so many more new and exciting things. Congratulations to all who had a wonderful day today with us. Happy trading, make money, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the NewsBeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.